Hello and welcome. This weekend we are in beautiful, sunny San Diego, California for our Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series. We have a total of 954 players and counting, because we might have more for late registration.
Yes, we do.
And what that gives us is 8 rounds today and 2 rounds tomorrow. My name is Robert Boyajian, and with me this weekend we have special guest commentator, YCS Las Vegas champion, Denny Yu.
Hello.
Yep.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Jerome McHale will also be joining us this weekend, but he's off for this round. So, yeah, we have a pretty exciting tournament lining up. First North American event since the Forbidden Limitless changes. Yep. So, Spiral took a bit of a hit, but it's still expected to be one of the strongest decks in the field.
I think it is the most popular deck in the room by far.
Yeah, it still has one of the strongest opening turns, possible. But we've seen a second variant of it come out, right? The going second version. So.
Not as much combo, but still more on the consistency side.
Exactly. So we'll see more of that this weekend. Other big contenders this weekend: Trickstars making a big appearance. The Pendulum Magicians, right? Ever popular. Even a bunch of older strategies too, like ABC, True Draco. You can play just about anything this weekend, it seems like, and everyone's excited.
The field is very wide, and like the decks are kind of close between each other, so it gives room for a lot of deck innovation and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, like Spiral has a high power level, but lesser on the consistency, right? Pendulums has high consistency, a little lesser on the power level, but all these decks are still able to do something good enough to win.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm really excited.
Like a lot of amount of decks possible for this tournament for sure.
Many options you can choose from. So far, our round 1 feature match will have Antonio Paz playing Trickstars. He came here all the way from Panama, so quite the flight there. And his opponent Eduardo Zamonte is playing ABC. We haven't seen that since YCS Anaheim, but it looks like our players are ready to table. So before we talk more about their decks, let's just get down to it. It's time to duel.
I'm going to go down the list of our bounties, and when I call your name, watch left side of the table, so you don't need to stand up. But at table 27, we have Aisha Al-Khalaf. Table 468.
So on the left here, Antonio Paz. On the right, Eduardo Zamonte. So Trickstars, we've seen... since Go to the Duelist, their release, right? We saw them gain a little bit of popularity. Obviously, the Trickstar Reincarnation plus Drone Lockbird combo is the big reason to play the deck, right? You have 9 ways to find, or 12 actually. You have 3 Trickstar Candina, 3 Trickstar Light Stage, and 3 copies of Terraforming, as well as the 3 Trickstar Reincarnations, which basically fill the same role, right? Because Trickstar Light Stage and Trickstar Candina can both help you find Trickstar Reincarnation. Terraforming helps you find the field spell, right? So you basically have 12 ways to find Trickstar Reincarnation.
And you just have to draw the Drone Lockbird for that combo to work. Right,
yeah. And so for those of you less familiar with that combo, basically if your opponent adds a card from their deck to your hand, you can respond with Trickstar Reincarnation and Drone Lockbird, which basically makes it so they shuffle back or they banish their whole hand, try to draw a new one, but then Drone Lockbird resolves and they can't.
Yeah, no, you have to make sure that they use a card to search first. And then
yeah. So they add a card from the deck to the hand, and then you're able to.
And then, yep.
And the good thing about that combo is that Drone Lockbird is already a very strong card right now. It's one of the best hand traps against the Spiral deck.
We actually see Paz opening it in his opening hand here.
Oh.
He has a very good going second hand. I believe that is a Raigeki.
Yep, it looks like he has Trickstar Lycaris, Cosmic Cyclone, Raigeki, Drone Lockbird, and Evenly Matched.
Yes.
So he actually is missing the Trickstar Reincarnation, but he has the Drone Lockbird. On the other side, Eduardo Zamonte has A Assault Core, C Crush Wyvern, Gold Gadget, Mystical Space Typhoon, and back to the front.
Wow, interesting. Mystical Space Typhoon, a card we haven't seen played in a very long time.
Yeah, it's very good in ABC, though, because you can equip one of your monsters off your hanger, and Mystical Space Typhoon it just to get a search. Yeah, the one thing about ABC is it's a little reliant on its field spell, more so than other archetypes, just because it can do a lot once Union Hangers face up. That's usually the card that gets them all the advantage they need to win the game.
Seems like a common thing of this format. Field spells are very dependent on the deck right now, and it's just really
more so. I think that for something like Spiral or Trickstar, they don't need their field spell, right? Because it just helps them search another card. But ABC really wants its field spell in almost every opening hand to operate, right? Yeah. So. Looks like Zamonte starts with Gold Gadget into the A Assault Core and then overlays them for Gear Gigan X. Uses its effect attaching the A Assault Core to search another machine, which prompts pause to respond with Droll and Lockbird.
After the resolution, if you add in a card to your hand, you can't add any more cards, neither play hand. It's fine.
Yep, Zamate is just clarifying exactly how Droll and Lockbird works. Look like he's going to set his Mystical Space Typhoon and back to the front and pass his turn.
Standby phase? Main phase? Battle phase?
Yep. Pause draws Candina for turn and moves through the phases so that he can activate Evenly Matched. So Evenly Matched, probably one of the strongest cards from Circuit Break. Let's see if we can bring it up and show everyone the effect. Boom.
He changed MST to the evenly matched, I believe. So he still has to send one card from, or banish one card from his field.
Actually, yeah, this looks like a little bit of a misstep by Zamate. So he changed Mystical Space Typhoon onto Evenly Matched, which
so
makes it so when Evenly Matched resolves,
now. Yep.
So Evenly Matched, your opponent's forced to banish cards they control face down to the same number that you have. Yep. So Mystical Space Typhoon destroying the.
So he lost one more card than what he
might need
normally
to.
would
Yeah,
have.
just maybe a little too unfamiliar with Evenly Matched, but it's going to be a big card this weekend, so better learn quick. Pause moves to main phase 2. Normal summons the Trickstar Candina. Uses its effect.
Search.
Yep.
He searches Reincarnation.
Yeah. Evenly Matched. Such a big card this weekend just because people want good ways to go second, right? You want ways to break an established field, and Evenly Matched does it better than 99% of the cards out there.
The only argument is that it's probably better than for going second is maybe Maxi, but evenly matched.
Oh,
is
yeah,
just
yeah.
So
Hand traps sort of operate differently,
Yep.
right? Like, Evenly Matched is sort of in that whole Raigeki, Dark Hole, like, field
Board
clear.
wipes,
yeah,
yep.
exactly. And the fact that you can play it from your hand is just makes it... It's rare to see a trap card good going second, right? But Evenly Matched is great.
So what we
second.
might see here is we know that he has a silver gadget. So if when Zamante summons gadget, he might actually chain the Reincarnation.
Oh, to banish
to banish it, and it might actually fizzle.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, yeah. So Silver Gadget would try to special summon a machine from his hand, and then Paz might force Zamate to try to get lucky.
Yes,
right.
yep.
Yeah. I think though that we
He might
might
not
see
actually do that,
Reincarnation
yeah.
here. Yeah. As soon as they search Union Hanger, right, that's the card you really want to get rid of.
But assuming if he did not draw the terraforming, that could have been a play that Paz
Yeah.
was looking for.
Yeah. It looks like Paz is going to let him continue. Oh, because
he
he has
has
Cosmic
Cosmic
Cyclone.
Cyclone,
So
yep.
yeah, it doesn't need to Reincarnation that away.
Normal? On effect?
Yep.
Yep.
And looks like Paz is going to respond exactly how you said before. He's going to chain Trickstar Reincarnation to the effective Silver Gadget.
It looks like he
Banish
bricked.
machine, yeah.
He drew a trap.
Yep. Did not find the machine.
Oh, he drew back to the front. And he just sets one and passes.
Yep. Play goes back to Pause, and because he Lycurused back his Trickstar Candina, he can search another card this turn. Let's see, what did he draw?
He drew a Ash Blossom.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one. Yeah, let's see what he chooses to search off of Candina.
He searches the field spell.
Yeah,
He
Trickstar
activates
Light
it.
Stage, yeah.
Lilybell effect on hand?
Zamate realizes he's in a bad position.
Yeah. Yep. Trickstar Light Stage will let him search that Lilybell, and then when the Lilybell is added from the deck to his hand, he can activate its effect to special summon it. And Light Stage will lock down the back to the front unless Zamate chooses to respond. Doesn't look like he will.
And he's performing a Link Summon.
Only during the end phase when the effect resolves, you can activate.
And if it's not forced to activate, then it sends it to the graveyard, I believe.
Yep. Back to front. We'll be able to activate during the end phase, though, so that's a good part. Yep. And it looks like we'll see our first Link Summon of the tournament, Trickstar Holly Angel.
Yeah. 500 plus 200. Yeah. Field spell effect,
Yep. The Trickstar Light Stage is pretty good because it will add an additional 200 damage to every Trickstar burn effect, right? So the incremental damage that Trickstars are known for doing just gets not quite doubled up because it's not 200 for every 200, but every instance will add an additional 200.
Yep.
Yep.
Attack directly for 1,000.
Takes 1,000 there.
It's effect.
Yeah. And Lilybell's effect will activate. Let him add back a Trickstar from his graveyard.
Would
So
it not have been better to attack with Lilybell first, attacking directly? So the Trickster, does he gain the effect? Is it only when...
Excuse me?
Doesn't Trickstar Holly Angel gain damage? Oh, no, that's only from this card. Okay, never mind.
You take
Okay.
200.
Yep, and looks like he's going to reincarnation back Candina.
Yep. Attacks over it.
Special.
Yep. He has one more target. I believe one more Silver Agent. Or I mean,
Yeah.
Gadget, not Agent.
Yeah, Trickstar Reincarnation is just an unreal card, right? Its first effect is already so powerful, and then just the backside
Yes,
lets you banish it, special
yes.
summon back a Trickstar.
And not to mention, it also forces out back rows.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's huge.
Activate effect.
I'm just going to activate that Lycris.
He's
Return
using the
Candina.
quick effect, still during battle phase, I believe.
Yep. Holly
Yep.
Angel will trigger again. Deal some more damage.
And then attack over.
You can see kind of just how, like, even though it's low damage for the Trickstars, it adds up, like, over time
Yeah.
in the game.
I think the real thing that makes it so powerful is that even so a lot of the other decks we've seen in the past, right, like Trickstars that sort of play that kind of game, you could stabilize at one point. You know, you sort of get back into the game, you make a monster that they can't really deal with. But Trickstars, if your life points are low enough, it doesn't matter how many cards you have after you've stabilized, because even just a couple of their cards can burn you out.
Yep. It's an alternative win condition.
Yes. Oh, looks like Coronado drew.
Can it get targeted?
Yeah.
He drew.
Dark
Oh, off the top. Let's see. So that's going to destroy all of those
Lilybell
Trickstars.
protects it from being destroyed by battle, I believe, right?
I believe so as well. Let me check. But yeah, and then the A will trigger. Let him add back a Union monster.
He draws Joan Lockbird, but he still has a search coming in, so...
Yep.
Yep.
Writing's on the wall, like you're saying before here. Coronado just out of cards and pauses all the answers he needs.
46.
I'm trying to think of what would Zamonte's best top deck be in term, like, because he also has Ash Blossom and Droll.
I don't think there's anything that
Yeah.
really gets him out of this, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like our names got messed up a little, but we'll see if we can get that fixed. We have Antonio Paz on the left, as well as Eduardo Zamate on the right.
You're right. 800. Pass turn. Effect, take 2.
There's that 600 life.
It's a scoop.
Did you see Wyvern, unfortunately? So we're...
Yep, going to game 2, let's take a look at side decks over here. So Paz has access to a few interesting ones. Book of Eclipse, Spell Shattering Arrow. I haven't seen these in a while.
Pot of Equitativeness in case of Ghost Winter Cherries.
Yeah, that's also pretty good against ABC, right?
Oh,
Because
yes.
when they try to tribute their ABC Buster
And you
Dragon,
chain it,
yeah, you
yeah,
chain it, you get them.
okay.
Yeah, that's going to be actually probably the best card in the side deck against Zamate, funny enough. Other cards here, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, along with a couple Kaiju to fill out the whole engine. He also has Anti-Spell Fragrance, Imperial Ironwall, and Psalm Strike. So because Paz is going second, I don't expect to see any of those trap cards in. The Kaiju are pretty good against ABC, though.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of the times they won't tribute the ABC Dragon Buster during the draw phase, you know, to play around Kaiju, because Kaiju are just a little less popular. You'd rather have it face up, you know, disrupt your opponent. So you can catch them by surprise with the Kaiju pretty often. The same thing with Pot of Inquisitiveness. Huh?
We actually see Paz just hovering only over the Kaijus and the Pot of Equitativeness.
Yeah, this is probably his best going second cards. Let's see what Zamate might bring in for going first. So he has copies of Artifact Lancia. Don't think we'll see those. Oh, maybe... No, Artifact Lancia is not very good, because Trickstar Reincarnation, they're going to do it during your turn, and Artifacts can only be activated during your opponent's turn, right? So the Lancia doesn't line up that way.
I don't think he would put into Kaijus either.
Nope, definitely
against
not.
him.
He has Gozen Match, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Dimensional Barrier, his own Pot of Inquisitiveness, Torrential Tribute, and it looks like Skill Drain, either Skill or Soul Drain. Not sure which. One of the two. But from his side deck, I don't think there's a lot. He could maybe put an Anti-Spell Fragrance just because it hits
first, so
Terraforming,
it's a
yeah,
strong
Pot of
card.
Desires, the Light Stage. So You know, the Trickstar deck doesn't
potential
have
board
that many.
wipes.
Yeah, it doesn't have too many monsters in it, right? Like Candina is the one you want to start with, and the one thing that makes the deck good is that you have Light Stage, right, and
And
Terraforming
3
to find
terraformings
it.
as well, yep.
Yeah, but so if you cut off 6 of those, then the deck gets a little less consistent. I think Samate is just really hoping up that he really hopes that he'll just open up with Union Hanger and, you know, a good enough hand where.
I mean, just start with Buster Dragon. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you know, that's the ideal goal.
Yeah. So yeah, Zamante didn't make too many decisions, shuffled up pretty quick.
LA person from San Diego, you get some flack. Yeah, but it wasn't that bad in the morning.
But Zamonte's deck is really cool. He plays double copies of Destrudo, and he also plays the
The
Ravine
Supreme
pack.
King Dragon
Yes.
Dark Worm. Yeah, so so he's got a pretty strong Dragon Ravine package. He plays 2 copies of Dragon Ravine. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3rd here in this deck just because of how good Destrudo is in ABC. Yeah, Destrudo fills a big role for what the deck was sort of like
Missing.
needed to happen.
It needed
yeah.
that little component.
Yeah,
because
because a lot of your hands required like the Silver Gadget, Gold Gadget thing to go off, but now Destrudo gives you Ancient Fairy Dragon, which lets you special summon additional monsters, so you get the extra material the same way.
Well, we see Paz's hand, and it is almost perfect for going second. He has
That's
3
3.
different copies of
Ooh.
a hand trap and a slumber, as well as with the desires.
Yeah, Slumber actually the worst Kaiju card he could have drawn,
Yes.
though, right? Because he actually just wants a real Kaiju.
But it's good if he ends up not opening Buster Dragon, though.
Because Paz won game 1, I think that.
Well, Slumber still might accomplish it because, like, Buster Dragon's scariness half of the time is just affecting the banish a card, so Slumber can bait that out as well.
Right, right. I think the issue is, though, that when you Slumber, they'll just respond with its effect and get the 3 letters back, right? And then
Yeah.
each will trigger because they'll all have their destruction effects, right? So you just have a bunch of things happen at the same time. The difference is, though, that you won't be able to activate the Union Hanger in the middle of the chain.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh.
Did
Zarate let him go second, Paz?
we'll see.
Interesting.
No, it looks like Zarate. Yeah, no, Zarate chose to go second.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah, and now,
Not much that Paz can do besides set one and pass.
yeah, he definitely decided for going second. Zarate might have pulled the quick switch on pause.
Well, let's see what Zarate opens up.
So he has Union Hanger. That's step 1.
He activates
He also
Hanger.
has,
He ashes that.
yeah, he has Lancia, Crush Wyvern, Silver Gadget, Destrudo, and another copy of Union Hanger. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get stopped pretty quickly this turn. And I'm not sure if he realizes that. I don't think he necessarily realizes that what we were talking about before, that the Lancia won't be able to work against Reincarnation most of the time. Oh, and Paz draws a 4th hand trap. Sets the Slumber as a bluff and passes. Zamante draws a Dark Hole of his own.
He's
Let's
probably
see.
going to start with another hanger.
He's going to activate Union Hanger.
Search for unit.
Use its effect to add a letter to his hand. Let's see which one.
Drone
ASL
Lockbird.
Clark gets Drone Lockbird.
Would you have kept in Drone Lockbird against the ABC deck?
Yes, just because he's playing Trickstars, right? Because it's just part of his
because
combo.
of the combo,
yeah,
yes.
like I would keep it in. But I understand what you're saying, that Drone Lockbird probably isn't the best hand trap against the ABC deck. But that issue might be just because of how good Ash Blossom is against that deck and things like that, right? Or how good Ghost Ogre is.
He sets one and passes.
Ghost Ogre actually isn't too strong, but Ash Blossom's definitely up there.
Another Drone Lockbird for Paz.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, if Zamante can manage to pull off an OTK just through the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, well, I guess he has to bait a Maxi first, right? Because I doubt he's going to go all in while his opponent has Maxi.
But when is the best time to Maxi?
Normally against ABC, how it used to be is you wanted to respond to like Silver Gadget or things like that,
Destrudo,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, like something that you want the guaranteed draw, I think. And like Paz's hand is so bad, he needs the guaranteed draw. So like even if he preemptively Maxi, like Zarate could just attack and pass, right? And he doesn't really get anywhere. So I think he's just waiting until he can chain it to something.
Okay.
The summon of the gadget. Does he still get the special from the grave? Because I thought it did, but then I'm a summon.
Yeah, that would be.
And I think
Position himself very far in the with his bet. Can activate the effect of Buster Dragon. Evenly matched. I think he has more. trap cards you can
Yeah,
bring
he
in
wants
too.
to put in, like, the
anti-spell
strike.
fragrance seems great.
Yeah.